2021.
What is this? I thought we were just gonna tell the story of what happened that day.
Where have you been on 1st of February 2021?
Chichen Itza, what do you want from me? Can we just tell the story? Hey, whatever happened to that story you once said?
Well, if what, we still have the second one because you know the story.
No, we don't. But that's a story for another time. You want to tell the story today?
You think today is a good day?
I think today is a great day to tell a story with Francuccino and Bagel. We were driving beautiful minivan to Chichen Itza. The wonder is beautiful. Is that like the seventh wonder of the world? Seventh new wonder of the world. We happened to found this nice little stall with a nice little pad and a nice guayabera that I bought for me that later on it shrunk. Because I didn't know I wasn't supposed to put it in the driver. So we went off and we started to drive up to Chichen Itza. When we got there, we parked, grabbed our stuff, and we started to pack out to the adventure of going to Chichen Itza. Where were you the day of February 1, 2021?
Well, what Frank forget to tell you is that we went there on a weekend, and it's the day when you don't want to be in Chichen Itza. Lines of people to get to the cashier, lines of people to get the ticket, lines of people to know that you need to pay more than $50 to get in, and you know what? My Russian soul counting every penny was like really, what the? Lines of people to go to the entrance, like 15 minutes waiting to get checked. After all that, we're there hearing that Frank cannot enter because he has a backpack full of technology. Drone, GoPro, but they also do not tell us there is lockers over there and you can leave your backpack over here, just like 5 steps. No, they said us that we need to bring it back to the car. But now, to Frank.
So really upset now because I have to go back to the car and put my backpack away. Which brings me to tip number 1. You are not allowed to fly a drone in any archaeological place. They will find you and make you erase all your footage. As I started going back to the car and I opened up the door, instead of putting my backpack in the back where it shouldn't be, I decided to lay it down right next to it. Tip number 2, never leave anything in the visual eye of someone that could be sneaking around and looking into your window, because guess what? They're looking to steal stuff. So we came back after dropping off my backpack and we started our tour towards Chichen Itza. Wow, stepping in there and seeing this big pyramid, amazing. I mean, how did they build these things? Tip number 3, vendors. You're gonna hear them all throughout Mexico. Just gotta remember, they're trying to sell because this is how they live. Anything they sell is food for them, so they're gonna push to sell. Just peacefully, respectfully, just say no thank you, no gracias. So afterwards, after watching the wondrous Chichen Itza, the new 7th wonder of the world.
You already repeated like 500.
People need to know that it's one of the new 7 wonders of the world. So we started heading back to the car. And as we're driving, we're very excited. That was cool. The girls got their shots. So we got in the car and we started to drive off to the cenote. Cenote aceitun. Aceitun, like the aceituna.
Not aceitun, seitun.
Aceitun. Tun. We started to go to Cenote Aceitun.
But not aceitun. It's not tuna in aceite. It's just seitun.
It's Seitun, people. Seitun. We started to go to Cenote Setun.
Doesn't matter.
It matters. People need to know where we were going. Cenote Setun. We got to a point where I looked down. I realized my backpack wasn't there where I left it. I literally pulled over to the side and we started to search for the backpack, which I knew was already gone. I freaked out.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
So you're trying to tell me that someone stole your backpack from the car?
Wait a minute, we're just telling the story. What is this with the lights? Yes, someone stole my backpack.
Do you know who was that?
it was the aliens, I think, but it really wasn't. I had no clue who had my backpack. I just knew my backpack was missing and I needed to find it. While everyone else was checking in the car, I decided to go to security and tell them, hey, I need to report a stolen backpack. The officer was really helpful and started to help us out, going through 2.5 hours of footage, but we couldn't find anything. My backpack was gone.
At that point, can you imagine, my third day in the country, everyone is speaking language that I do not understand. The only things that I could say at that moment was Me llamo Daria, soy rusa de Moscú, and that was it. I'm with the stressing out Frank, I'm with the stressing out people in the room who do not understand what's going on and why someone is even asking them to show the cameras that probably even security never watched. And at the same time, I understand that there was more than $2,000 in that backpack. Seriously? Mexico? Is it really that bad as everyone was telling me? So in my mind, I was already collecting all those clues, how the guy that is checking a backpack, see if there's something good. There is a drone there, go bring it back to your car. And then he's like, there is a guy with a drone, he's going to the car. Oh, probably that is the only one time when they're looking at their camera footage, they're looking at you to which car you're going. That car, it's a rented car, so you can open it and take out the backpack. Goodbye, Droney, goodbye. So that was the whole thing that was in my head. I was cursing back and forth all the people who are working for Chichen Itza, because what else can you do? They're telling you that Mexico is that bad. But at the end, we haven't seen no one coming too close to the car. What can I do? Just let it go, let it go.
Weeks passed and I kind of already was hurting because I lost my backpack. I was already upset. I was already stressed out. I lost a lot on that backpack. So at that moment, I just started to try to forget it. What else can you do? During that time, I decided, well, my friend's coming from the States, and buying anything from the States is cheaper than buying it here. Tip number 4, if you know someone that's coming from the States and you're already living here, have a friend bring it over, because the reality is you're probably gonna pay an increase of sometimes up to 30 to 50%. My good friend from the former place where I used to work was coming down, which was a perfect chance for me to get my drone delivered to him. It was like a closure for me to say, okay, fine, I lost everything there, but I was able to recover something. May 19th, I woke up to a text message. I laughed at it because I'm like, my wallet? You have my wallet? I have my wallet. I know where I put it. It's right there. I decided to call the person, and she picked up the phone and she said, I found your wallet. You had it inside your backpack. When she said that, I was already shaking. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And she began to explain to me how she had all my stuff. As we continued the conversations and talk, she said, I'll send you a picture as soon as I get home to see if it's your backpack and stuff. Right away, as soon as she sent me the pictures, I knew it was my backpack. It had a little Pokeball outside it, and it had some stuff in it that only I knew about. They were searching for me high and low. They even wrote a letter to my ID's address, but you gotta remember that ID address was to Fresno, California. I no longer live there. So there was no way I was gonna get a letter from them at that point. Miraculously, they searched Facebook like crazy, everywhere. I used to play the drums at a church, and that's how they found me. She says that she saw the ID and saw me tagged in one of the church posts and realized that's the guy. That's who we're looking for, and that's how she found me. Just miraculously, that day, she got a call from her friend who said he was going to come to Cancun. So we decided, why not him bring it to us?
What's up, everybody? Entering right now the gate. You cannot believe this. I'm getting a backpack that I lost almost exactly 4 months ago. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I don't even know how to react right now.
We met up with him. He was down here for business, but he still found the time to bring me my backpack. Everything was inside. Nothing missing, not 1 cent. Everything was back in my hands.
Turns out that a family from Chihuahua with one more family friends, they were also on a vacation in Cancun and came at the same day to Chichen Itza and parked their rented minivan, almost the same looking van, like this close from ours. So what could possibly be is that keys from the rented cars probably can open each other. And what could happen is that Frank, being all upset and grumpy because didn't let him go, and he came up to the different car, opened with the keys the different car, and put his backpack in the different car. Everything what you can think of is, who stole it? You, no, you, everyone around. But you're not thinking about that it can be your own mistake. And this is how, my friends, we found we're back.
Still can't believe it. The backpack that we thought was gone is back in our possession. So what can I say? Tip number 5. Not all Mexicans are thieves. Not everyone that you see is a killer. Not everyone that you see is a bad person or trying to find a way to just screw you over. There are a lot of amazing people here in Mexico.
It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter what you think of the people. What matters is that in any time you can make a right decision. You can be the person who will save someone's backpack or Chichen Itza.
Never know.
Anyway, guys, just remember that your life is always better with Francuccino
And Bagel. See you guys next time. Hey, perrita! No, she's gonna be like, that's not what really happened. I'll tell you my story. Oh, perrita.